As you know that Yom Kippur is coming in a couple nights, so I wanted to first say over a Maisa with the Ramban about Yom Kippur. So it's not such a Rebbe Maisa. The Ramban had a Talmud who went with Tarbus Ra, and he became a Meshubed, and his name was Avner, and he was like very well versed in Chochmas Hatumah, and because he was so good with Tumah, so he became a tremendous minister by the king. Came the day that this Talmud of the Ramban, so he decided that he wants the Ramban to come down to the palace on Yom Kippur, like Dafka, to show and mavaza him and make him do everything that goes against him. So the Ramban, no choice, came down. So then the Talmud saw the Ramban, so he took a chazer and he killed it and he cooked it and he ate it in front of the Ramban. So he turns to the Ramban and says, so how many chayve creases do I have now? So Ramban said, you have 4. So the Talmud said, no, it's really 5. And then afterwards the Ramban was moed, it's taka 5. It doesn't say how he got to 5, but not too hard to imagine. But anyways, the Ramban asked him, let me ask you a question. He says, how did you go so far off, like that you should go to kill a chazer on Yom Kippur and then eat it, like it's very white. Like, how did you go so far off? So he said, it's your fault. You Ramban, it's your fault. He says, why? Because you told me that Parshas Ha'azinu has kol taryag mitzvahs in it, and I don't see it, so therefore you're lying to me, and therefore everything that you told me is sheker, and that's why I went off. What? He said all mitzvahs. Kol mitzvahs and gam kol in yonei ha'olam. Not only the mitzvahs, everything that happens in the world is merumahs in Parshas Ha'azinu. He says, I don't know it, therefore I went off. So he told me, he says, the Ramban told him, he says, you should know that I still say the same thing today. It's 100% true. Everything is merumahs in Parshas Ha'azinu. So he says, he tells the former Talmud, if you don't believe me, ask me. So he said, okay, my name is Avner. Where in the Parshas Ha'azinu is my name Avner mentioned? So the Ramban took a minute. He went into the corner and he davened, said, Rabbeinu Shalom, please be megala to me, Eitzah. And so he came back and he said, there's a pasuk in Ha'azinu that says, Apeihem ashpisa me'enosh zichram. Now if you take that pasuk, Apeihem ashpisa me'enosh rima, so the third letter of each word spells out Avner. The first word is Aleph, Pei, Aleph. So that Aleph is for Avner. The second one is Ashpisa, the third letter is Beis. And then Mei Enosh, the third letter is Nun for Avner. And the last one, Zichram, the third letter is Zichram. So you see, Merumas in the Pasuk in Ha'azinu is Avner. So you see it's there. When the Talmud heard this, so he had Shtak Charata, and he didn't know what to do. He fell on his face and he asked, is there any hope for him? Can he be masakin anything? And Rabban answered, told him, no, there's no hope for you. He says, why? Because it says in the pasuk, Ashpisa mei enosh zichram. Because since you fell so bad, it said, en li takana klal, which is typically not what we hear, but this is, if you have a kasha on it, so it'll become a kasha for Maisa. But this is the Maisa. Anyways, so right after that, so this former minister, because now he had charata, he decided, that's it. He took a boat, he went out to the ocean, and he never came back. So afterwards, the Ramban was mispal that he should one day get out of Gehenna. because normally a Russia stays in Gehenim forever, but since he davened for him, they should only have Gehenim for Yud Beis Chodesh. Like certain Paisha Yisrael will get Gehenim for Yud Beis Chodesh. He davened, he should only have Yud Beis Chodesh, and that should be a help for him. And afterwards, he should be able to go to Gan Eden because the Ma'aser B'Tzayif he had Charata. The Ma'aser at the end, this Talmud came to the Ramban in a dream, and he told him that his tefillas helped, and he only had to go to Gan Eden for 12 months. He had to get Gehenim for 12 months, and then he got out. That's the Ma'aser with the Ramban. It's Negei Yom Kippur, because the Ma'aser happened on Yom Kippur. Habashas Hazinu is usually Shabbos Tshuva, so it's right here. So now I wanted to talk a little bit about the many avodas of Yom Kippur. A big part of the avodas is to do tshuva. So in order to do tshuva, we have to have averos, which usually is not a problem. And so I want to focus on one avera that we all are nichshal in on a regular basis without even us realizing it. And so to start, first of all, we know that the korban, one of the karbonis that's exclusive to Yom Kippur, there are others obviously, is the korban la'azazel. That's the one everybody knows about. Why? So before we go into why la'azazel, we know there were 3 Nevi'im, and each one said, they were talking about the anivus. Avram said, Anochi Ofa ve'efer. David HaMelech said, Anochi Teilas v'lo ish. And Moshe Rabbeinu said, V'anachnu ma. I said this over here, like privately here. Anyways, so what's considered the highest madrega? The highest madrega is V'anachnu ma. In other words, ma is pshat. Avraham, when he said, Anochi Ofa ve'efer, so that's madrega of a diamond. If you talk about, the levels of life in the world, so a diamond is the lowest level. The lowest level of a chai is an insect. That's what David HaMelech said. But Moshe Rabbeinu said, "Anachnu ma." That's even lower than the madrega of dirt. It's like efes, nothing. Right? Like before the bria, right? We said that before the bria is like Ein Saif Mamish Efes. So Nachnu Ma, as you know, Ma is Shem Hamafirish also. So basically Moshe Rabbeinu says that Klape Yukut Shabrichu, I'm less than enough of a Efe, I'm less than a Telaz, nothing. Right? And the reward for Moshe saying that, says the person Moshe Haya Anav Mikol Adam. To understand that Pshat Ma, you can understand a little better. We know that the world was created a yesh me'ayin, right? So yesh is a something, ma is a nothing. So to understand the godless, what Moshe described himself, is less than a yesh, which is a very high madrega. So how does that work in us? So as we know, we all in this world, we do things. We accomplish things. We say over Torah. We go to yeshiva to learn. We have children. We have a business. We make money. We do good things. So all these things, when we talk about them as our accomplishments, things that we did. We have to know that anything that we did or we do is really nothing. It's nachnu ma. Anything that we do, anything that we accomplish is strictly coming 100% from Kudsha Brichu. We are a keli, which he used us in a way that we did something. We had a bechira, in a way that we were able to do something that we could call our own. And that is when we call things, I had such a good kasha, and I had such a good teretz, and I'm such a smart businessman, or such a smart builder, or whatever it is. So we're all taking that shtik gaiva for ourselves. And that shtik gaiva is in every single person, all the time, not necessarily because you think you're smarter than somebody, because you think, I said it, I said it, I did it, I want it. So therefore, we want to brag to ourselves that we are great because we could accomplish things, but we have to know that we ourselves, nothing. not nothing, but less than nothing, not even a yesh nachnu ma. That's the goal. That we have to realize that we are taka nothing, that everything we are is just a keli, a kayak from Rebbeinu Shalom. You know, the Rebbeinu Shalom put that in us. Why? Because it's one of the tools of the Sitra Achra, one of the tools of the Satan, that he knows how to manipulate us and to use us, that we should fall into this madrega. And you see, in the Zohar it says that there were two in the Sitra Achra. It comes from two neshamas. One was called Azza, and one was called Azoel. It's in Safra Disney, so he brings it, and those two together, one is the Zachar of the Sitra Achra, and one's the Nekeva, come together, have a child called Azazel. Now this Azazel, which becomes, and it's also, Azazel is Loshen Azus Panim. A chelik of Azus Panim is not just that I talk fresh to you and I don't talk nice to you, it's also saying that I accomplished this. I'm the one who discovered the cure for cancer, right? I'm the one. Right? And everybody knows that it has nothing to do with you. By mistake, you poured orange juice into the chemical, so it became a cure and made it into a pill. That's, if you go to the big scientific labs, that's how it works. Right? It's all kutshabrichu. The reason you may not have it today is because Rebbeinu Shalom said it's not time yet to be Megala, for whatever reason. We're saying over here, the Azazel, why would we dafka have to take the Azazel, Sarla Azazel, and throw it off the mountain? As you know, that Adam Yisayda Me'afar, right? Mashal Kecheres Hanishbar. That's us, right? So you take the Soil Azazel, right? And you have to throw him off the mountain. Like this, it'll be just like us. It'll be a Cheres Hanishbar. And the only way to be Mitayer a Cheres is through Shvira. Right? And that's why you have to throw him off the mountain, La Azazel, that it should be a complete kapara for us. I'm just focusing on one thing which I feel, certainly myself and most people also, are nichshol in this little thing. It's just b'machshava. We think we did something. We think we're good. We great. Darfen wissen sein, der Klappe Kutsha Brichu, less than yesh me'ayin. More. So till we get there, it's a big avodah. But just want to say that should all be zeicha to a tshuva shleima, and whatever level it is, and the Rebbeinu Shalom should bench us all with a good gebenched yar, and Sai Beruchni and Sai Begashmi, and we should all be a source of nachas to Kudsha Brichu.
Oh my.